Well, why don't we just go into why don't they just?
Did you
Why
say
don't they just?
Gosh.
Take that.
Oh man.
And I'm the one that actually got some sleep last night. Small stars.
Hey, small
on
stars.
Twitter.
We know small stars.
I do know small stars. He says, why don't they just develop a suborbital space tourism mission like New Shepard with the SpaceX Dragon capsule directly atop a Falcon 9 first stage? No separating, just going up and back to a propulsive landing.
I
What
like
you think,
this one.
Timmy?
Well, I want to hear what you guys think first.
Timmer.
Let's start with Ben, the guy that will have probably the best insight in the world on this. Ben?
Develop a suborbital space tourism mission like New Shepard. So does it pass it passes the Kármán line, but it doesn't make it into actual orbit, right?
Yep.
Right.
Like an airplane is suborbital, right? We talked about this
Well,
before, I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Anything
cross the Kármán
is
line.
suborbital.
Yeah.
Like once
if
you
jump on a
just jump off
trampoline,
the
you're-
ground.
Yeah, if you're
I'm
jumping on a
suborbital
trampoline,
right
you're
now.
suborbital. Yeah.
That's right. Why don't they? Yeah, it sounds like a reasonable idea. I don't know if, like, the landing with people has never been done, I don't think. So that would be a huge first and take a gazillion years of testing. It seems like it would make more sense to not do a propulsive landing and just drop it off with some airbags or whatever, like some of the other guys are looking to do. Or what's the Blue Origin little guy?
New Shepard. Like,
Yeah.
that's what he's talking about. Yep.
Yeah, I think that just seems safer. I don't know. This sounds like it would be reasonable, but I wonder what that ride would be like. You know, that might be like super jarring and not fun at all. Versus the other way would be softer and easier. But yeah, I'm down. Otherwise, let's do this.
Joe, what do you think?
I don't know what the business case for it might be. You know, there's other companies that we'll get to here in a second that are doing the space tourism thing along with Blue Origin. I don't know if the cost of launching a Falcon 9 is low enough to, I guess, justify that. But I did want to do this one because I think it does bring up an interesting question, which is the whole propulsive landing with humans on board thing, which has, correct me if I'm wrong, never been done.
Besides the moon.
Fair enough. But that is exactly the use case for Starship
Yes.
that we're talking about here.
I'm glad you went that way.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's still something I'm a little concerned about, and especially the way they want to do that flip-flop dead fish in the water thing. But I mean, I almost wonder if the benefit to maybe even doing something like this would be kind of showing that you could do a propulsive landing with people on board on a proven vehicle that we've landed, you know, dozens of times before. That's the only, I guess, reason I could see for doing this.
Okay. Yeah.
So take it away.
I think you pretty much nailed it.
Oh God, stop.
Both of you guys did great. I don't even need to be here anymore.
You're just trying to get out of it to go live stream the static fire.
No, I don't know if that's happening. We're waiting to. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to get out of it. Okay, so here's one of the main reason why I personally wouldn't want to ride on it anytime soon, because even though we've been landing, I act like I've had anything to do with it. Even though there's been, you know, dozens and dozens and dozens of landings, this still happens. You know, there's still failures. Look, I'm pulling up the video, how not to land an orbital rocket booster. And unlike, you know, if a parachute, you know, you have 1 out of 3 parachutes not fully inflate and you hit the ground a little bit faster. If you are on top of a rocket that is pressurized and it fails, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone.
To be fair, parachutes don't always work either in the case of Mad Mike, remember?
Well, we're not going to compare Mad Mike's engineering skills to those of... And that's why they have multiple parachutes. They have parachute out redundancy. You know, that's That's one of the beautiful things. They're simple, elegant, and effective, and they rely on very few things to work really in order to work. But to Joe's point, exactly, is like they're going to be trying to do something very similar to this with Starship. So like, what's the deal? Like, and okay, so Joe, I have a little gripe with the idea of like, maybe they should put people on top of it to prove that you can put people on top of it. It's like, I mean, the proof's in the pudding in their landing record, whether, they can do that or not, right? Like either you can and it's safe for people, or you can't and it's not safe for people, right? And what's your risk? A 1 in 270 loss of crew, so they'd have to land 270 boosters in a row before it's considered even remotely certifiable by most NASA standards, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the difference is, some of the differences is, first off, like if they were just to do a tourism thing, just going straight up, straight back down, I mean, you wouldn't have to fuel a Falcon 9 up all the way at all. The booster without a second stage on top of it and a Crew Dragon you could go up and down twice, literally, like touchdown, land, go back up, land, like across the Kármán line both times, no problem. Like, and literally, because think about how fast it gets going. I mean, it goes above the Kármán line, pushing a second stage, and end up going 4,000 kilometers an hour sideways, and it does that no problem. I mean, this is a way bigger vehicle than New Shepard or all these other things. So it has way more potential. So at the same time, like if they wanted for some reason to do something like this, they obviously don't have to fuel it up all the way. They could they could scale it way down. They could make a short little skimpy version of it or something. It could only need 2 Merlin engines or 3 Merlin engines or something. They could strip it way down for this purpose.
Call it the Starhopper. Idea.
But the difference between the Falcon 9 and what Starship is proposing to do, hang on here, is one of the big differences is Starship will always land with multiple engines. And that's definitely one of the big variables here is Falcon 9 sometimes will light 3, but it ends up always pretty much landing on the center engine. And in this case, it's just really, that's not really an option with Falcon 9. You have to land on just a center engine. And if it goes out, yeah, you're screwed. So I think the new Shepard version, but it all comes down to what Ben said. I don't know if there's a use case. Like what's the market for that? We already have way smaller, more efficient, cheaper vehicles to operate than launching a full Falcon 9 with a Dragon capsule on top.
Plus, it's so opposite of what like Elon ever does, right? He's always like, go big or go home. It's never, let's do the cutesy little thing.
Then scale it down to the small market that we're selling seats for $250,000 thing. Like it's definitely
we'll let the big boys do the real launches. We're just going to do no, that's not them at all.
Yeah, that'd be going backwards.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this clip from our show. If that's just not enough for you and you want to watch the full episode, you can go to olfpod.com/YT.
And if you want more from us, you can consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll get early access to episodes. You can join our awesome community. You can actually watch us record live and get your name in the credits by going to olfpod.com/Patreon.
So thanks everyone for watching. Check back every Friday for new clips here and new episodes on the main channel.
Thanks everybody.